Okay, we'll call the meeting to order, and please all rise for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have the notice of public meeting, and we'll go right to agenda item number 1. Kelly? Oh, roll call first, I'm sorry.
Benelli?
Present.
Duke?
Here.
Amo?
Here.
Anagnestakis? Benton?
Here.
Cheney?
Here.
Fagione?
Here.
Hines?
Here.
Kulisek?
Here.
Lujan? Menuda?
Here.
O'Donnell? Riskevich?
Here.
Sassy?
Here.
Sierra? Stiganga?
Here.
Sutherland?
Here.
Hotel?
Here.
Tui?
Here.
Bureau?
Here.
Russia?
Here.
18 present, 3 absent.
Okay, we'll go right to number 1. You want to read the resolution? Notice of special meeting first, I'm sorry.
Notice of special meeting to the members of the Orange County Legislature. Notice is hereby given pursuant to Article 2, Section C4 of the Legislative Manual that a special meeting of the Orange County Legislature will be held in the Legislative Chambers, Orange County Government Center, 255 Main Street, 3rd floor, Goshen, New York, on July 21st, 2021 at 5 p.m. to consider the adoption of the following to wit. Resolution of the Orange County Legislature pursuant to Orange County Charter, Article 2, Section 2.02Q, authorizing the Orange County Legislature to conduct an investigation and the issuance of subpoenas to witnesses, the administration of oaths, and requiring the production of books, papers, and other evidence necessary or material with respect to the Orange County Industrial Development Agency and the Orange County Funding Corporation. All meetings are in person and will be held in the legislative chambers. The public is welcome to attend or may view via live streaming. Please see county website, www.orangecountygov.com, then proceed to the legislative calendar for the link.
I'll move it. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion? Roll call. Yes. Senator Anagnestakis.
I figured there'd be some discussion, but so let me say a few words. In my tenure as a legislator, I've gone through this process.
Hang on one
before.
second. You need to read the resolution first, then we'll come right back to you, Mike.
Okay.
Legislators Benelli, Paduk, and Amo. Resolution of the Orange County Legislature pursuant to Orange County Charter, Article 2, Section 2.02Q, authorizing the Orange County Legislature to conduct an investigation and the issuance of subpoenas to witnesses, the administration of oaths, and requiring the production of books, papers, and other evidence necessary or material with respect to the Orange County Industrial Development Agency and the Orange County Funding Corporation.
Okay. Now discussion, go ahead.
Thank you. So as I was saying, I've gone through this before in my tenure as a legislator, probably about, I'd say 8 or 9 years ago, we did a special investigative committee on a different subject. And that particular subject actually had tens of millions of dollars in question as opposed to maybe $1 million here. But that's irrelevant. Every penny is important when it's taxpayer dollars. And I was shocked back then that many of my colleagues back in the legislature 9 years ago wouldn't vote for that committee and wouldn't set it up trying to do an investigation. So I'm hoping every legislator is going to move forward on this. But equally shocking was the fact that when we did do the committee and we issued those subpoenas, you know, who would believe that people that were not telling the truth or were lying or deceiving or playing with the books, who would believe that they would not come and testify under oath? So to get them to do that, we had to go to a judge to get him or her to compel them to testify under oath. And I was equally shocked that many of those same legislators wouldn't vote for it or wouldn't show up for the vote to compel testimony from people that were issued subpoenas. So if you're going to take this vote today to do this, have in mind that you are probably going to also have to take a vote one day to bring it before a judge to compel those people to testify under oath. And if you're not willing to do that, then why are you moving forward at all today? But anyway, I'm in support. Hope everyone else is. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Legislator Hines, Tortel, and...
Thank you. I remember those very hearings, Legislator Anagnostakis, and I voted to have them and to have the people testify. And it's quite shocking because one of the same individuals is on this paper. So I know where you're coming from. We are not the oversight of the IDA. That's the IDA board. But I think on behalf of the taxpayers, we owe this to the taxpayers to do a little investigation here and hopefully help the IDA, because I think there's millions of dollars still missing out of this. And Jim O'Donnell was right. Jim O'Donnell brought this all about. Unfortunately, he's not here tonight because I'm sure he'll hear me say this. I've said it to him before, but he knew it. He saw right through this. He said all along, there's money missing, because he used to be involved there, and he saw the money was disappearing pretty fast. So I congratulate Mr. O'Donnell because the district attorney has already got about $1.3 million back as a result of this. But even though we're not the oversight board, I think we owe it to the current IDA board, who we put in place to help them in their mission to move forward and do economic development with the funds that are probably still even missing, but we don't necessarily know. So I don't know if it'll come to testimony, but we'll certainly look at some documents and hope to get to the bottom of this. And time is of the essence, because I understand some people have to testify until they're sentenced in September. So sooner rather than later, that's why this is so important. So, Mr. Chairman, if you'd add me as a sponsor, thank you.
Sir, Legislator Tortel, and then Fagione, or were you going to speak, Tom, or yeah, and then Katie? Okay, well, I got you after the other two. Gotcha. Go ahead, Lauren.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I stated in the Rules Committee a short time ago, I am in full support of this, and I would like to ask that I be added as a sponsor to this resolution. Thank you.
No problem. Legislator Fagione.
Chairman, thank you. I just would like to say that in my opening statement in the Rules Committee meeting this afternoon, I made a point to say that we've returned here to the people's room, and our job is here to do the people's work. And humbly, as the chairman of the Rules Committee, if this resolution is passed today, it will be our duty to do the people's work, and I intend to work with all of my colleagues here to do that if it does pass. I'd like my name added, and I'd also like to commend our legislative counsel for doing an outstanding job of prepping me in the legal matters and helping me bring forth through committee this very important resolution. So thank you, Betsy, for your help. And I suggest and encourage all my colleagues to support this resolution. Thank you, Chairman.
Okay, Majority Leader Benelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This resolution gives us the opportunity to demonstrate that we are exercising our due diligence when it comes to wrongdoings and to fiscal mismanagement from the organizations that we oversee. We have been met with resistance with the IDA, with the former IDA, as far as information forthcoming. And now with the new IDA moving forward and trying to restructure this, they've done a phenomenal job. And I want to commend all of the new members of the IDA and recognize Legislator Riskevich, who has been working with them as well. And this is something that's going to aid them in their process as far as where they continue to proceed. We started this resolution was a result of resistance, as was said in the Rules Committee, from one of the organizations that did business with the IDA. So therefore, we did need to step in and take some action. And this is what this resolution is doing. It's entrusting the Rules Committee and directing them to proceed so that we can aid the IDA in their efforts to possibly recoup the money that I think Legislator Hines alluded to, as well as other legislators. So I strongly suggest that this is something that we can be proactive on, not reactive. So I urge you all to vote for this resolution, and I thank everybody for their support, especially Legislative Counsel, who's done a remarkable job in advising us throughout this entire process. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Legislator Amo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think the history of this is undisputable. I think we know pretty much the problems, and we've been through it many times going back to in December. When I first read the resolution, and you'll note that I'm a sponsor on it. I wanted to get behind it because I thought it was right. But I had so many questions, more questions, that I didn't have answered. And during the Rules Committee, Chairman Fagione was respectful enough to allow me to ask the questions that may have other people knew that I didn't know. And then we went into executive session, the answers were really laid out. And I do thank the legislative attorney and Mr. Fagione and the members that helped me understand this, and Lyman Chapman. And so I support this 100%, and I hope we all do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Legislator Sutherland, and then Minority Leader Paduk.
I'd like to be added, please.
Yes, certainly. Is Minority Leader Paduk?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think this is probably one of the most important bipartisan issues we could attack. Look, if there's issues here, like Tom Fagione refers to this as the people's room, I represent 19,000 taxpayers who are not satisfied. And until we get to the very bottom of this hole, I think we owe this to all the taxpayers. So I know everyone probably going to support it, and let's all work together on this to make sure that this type of stuff never happens again. Thank you.
Legislator Riskevich, excuse me.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. Yeah, again, would just like to encourage everybody to support this. The IDA, we had our monthly meeting last night, as I stated in rules, and we were briefed on this action that we're considering today, and they are supportive of it and very appreciative of it. I think it's going to go a long way in helping us do our job and getting the information that we need and moving forward. So I want to thank you all for bringing this forward, and I hope that everyone's going to support it. Thank you.
Legislator Vera? Yes. Legislator Stiganga added. Menuda added. Sassy added. Benton added. Tui added. Is there anybody that doesn't want to be added? So add everybody. You can add me too. Okay? Yes, Legislator Amo.
Just my colleague across the aisle was a tripartisan.
Thank you for clarity on that. Yeah. Finally, I'll just say that, there's a question whether I should abstain, but I certainly support the new IDA members, the reforms that they're trying to implement. I wish we had those reforms when I served, and I embrace what, the evidence and the knowledge that you want to bring forth going forward, and the legislators want clarity, so I support it as well. Roll call.
Benelli?
Aye.
Paduk?
Yes.
Amo?
Yes.
Anagnestakis?
Yes.
Benton?
Yes.
Cheney?
Yes.
Fagione?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Kulisek? Menuda?
Yes.
Riskevich?
Yes.
Sassy?
Yes.
Stiganga?
Yes.
Sutherland?
Yes.
Tortel?
Aye.
Tui?
Yes.
Vera?
Yes.
Russia?
Yes.
18 ayes.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Second? All in favor? Okay, we're adjourned, folks.